Welcome to this 13-minute room transformation. This room has been asking for an overhaul for so long. I decided to just jump in and get it done. Sometimes you have to do that in order for things to move forward. I had to begin the process by clearing as much as I could out of the room, finding places for it to live in other parts of the house, and also just kind of organizing it as I went so that when I did come to put some of it back in this room, it was already organized. The plants all had to be moved. I knew that they were mostly going to come back into the room, but I really wanted to make them a feature this time around. So they went and lived in other parts of the house temporarily while I did this transformation, which all in all I believe took me about 2 solid days of work, but was spread out over a longer period than that as I was working on other projects at the same time. I started the transformation by doing my best to remove this very, very ancient wallpaper from the walls. I started with a steamer. I thought that might be the easiest way to do it, but while it did work, it was a bit awkward, and I decided to go ahead and just use a spray bottle with some warm water in it, which was a lot faster, a lot more effective, and a lot less awkward. Luckily, I have the awareness that my mother is not a perfectionist. It is her room that I am redoing here. And so I wasn't super concerned about making sure that I got every single piece of glue off the walls. It's kind of going for more of a textured look in the end. Most of it did come off. There was a few different stages and a few different attempts to create the smoothness on the walls. Once I got that side of the room de-wallpapered, I had to clear out all the stuff from the other side of the room, and my goodness, you never know what you're gonna find in my mama's house. Yikes. Anyway, had to keep on working, cleared out this corner, and then once that was all cleared out, and I moved as much as I could off of the window ledges in preparation, it was time to keep the de-wallpapering going. And this time around, I did get into a better groove and it went a lot quicker. I had some better tools and was just kind of a little bit, I just had a better process going on, better rhythm, better method. However you want to look at it, it was fairly satisfying. Definitely appears more satisfying watching it back at a quicker speed. It was a slow process, but glad that I tackled it, got it done, and now I know that taking wallpaper off super old walls is actually possible. Okay, more clearing out of this corner now that that corner was de-wallpapered. Finding places for all this to live temporarily. Alright, the room is cleared out mostly, minus a couple pieces of big furniture that I will put drop cloths over. The wallpaper is off the walls. Took me a couple sessions, but I got it done. And I'm ready to kind of do a little bit of a cleanup to get ready for painting. Very excited about. And then the best part is redecorating, obviously, and finding pieces of furniture to come in here and just make it a really nice sanctuary space. So I got my smoothie to keep me fueled for the next little while. Some banana, strawberry, and pineapple, one of my favorite combos, and it matches my outfit today. Not planned, but here we go. So yeah, this room is what my mother refers to as the bird room. I think because she has spent time watching the birds out the window. I'm not entirely sure, but it has been the collect-all room for a long time and really just not usable other than having plants in here and storing stuff that's coming and going from her place. So yeah, I wanted, for years, she's been wanting to redo it, and I've also been wanting to help her with it. So I decided to go for it while I'm on my little staycation here at her house, keeping it warm while she's away. So it was I think this was my first time removing wallpaper. It wasn't fun, but once I got into the got the hang of a method and a kind of process that worked well, it wasn't too bad. The second session went a lot better than the first. And yeah, one of my favorite things to do is redo spaces and redecorate, and especially in a way that just uses what's already in someone's house. And lucky for me, my mother has a lot of things to choose from to decorate, so this is going to be my idea for it anyhow, is to turn it into a little bit of a sanctuary. It gets really nice early afternoon, even morning light, and yeah, it's just a really nice, it has the potential to be a really nice space to come and hang out, read a book, do some yoga. I'm going to leave some floor space open and just be with plants and books, and yeah, just have a nice little space to hang out that's away from the television, away from the computer. So basically a sanctuary. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on the next phase, and that's that. Delicious. Cleaning paint chips and stuck pieces of wallpaper off the floor. Definitely not my favorite part of this transformation, but got it done, got everything cleaned up and prepped for painting. I decided to mix a couple colors together. One was just a stark white and one was a off-white. So I mixed them together to create a nice subtle neutral white that just brought a lot of freshness into the room. I absolutely love painting walls and just seeing that instant transformation. It is so gratifying, and yeah, one of my favorite ways to bring newness into a space and to just freshen things up. Before I painted the walls, I did also paint the ceiling, which I did not film. I could not get a good camera angle to do that, so just thought I'd let you know that that did happen. And if you're not familiar with painting rooms, if you're going to paint the ceiling, it's always best to do it before you do the walls. That way, if there's any drippage or anything, you can cover it up when you're doing your walls. And just putting things back in place, electric covers, and clearing everything out of the room in preparation for bringing stuff back in. Definitely a point of the transformation that begins to get a little bit more exciting. The paint's drying, and I am starting to make mental plans as to where to put furniture. But again, time to clean up the floor, sweeping, vacuuming, followed by some mopping, and then also scraping and sweeping again. It took a few different approaches to get all the little bits and pieces off of the floor. I wasn't super concerned of making sure the floor was spotless. I did my best, but you know, before I started the project, it was not spotless anyway. It's an older floor and hasn't been redone in a long time, if ever. So yeah, it is what it is, and I did what I could. And now I start to bring in some things to soften the space, just using, like I said, what I could find in the home, sort of testing things out. And you might notice that I actually changed that little bench again at the end to bring in some different colors that felt a little bit more fitting. Bringing back in the glass jars to put on the window to create a nice little stained glass effect as the sun comes in. And just like that, it is complete. Here it is. Here's the final, I say that in quotation marks, transformation reveal. I brought in some different plant stands and just really tried to create a nice ambient feeling in here. Added some different lights from different areas of the house to create a nice calming effect. I wanted to bring in as many plants as possible while also still leaving some floor space available, as I mentioned, to do yoga. I created this little altar space. I added some of my own art that usually hangs out or is on display down in my mother's gift shop, but I decided to put it on her walls here for this transformation. Yeah, so now there's a nice cozy seating area to read a book. I added this stand with essential oils, and there's books, plants. The wind chime found its home where it was meant to be, and yeah, this is just such a more enjoyable space to be in now. Let me know what you think of the transformation, and if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I do love transforming spaces, so I likely will continue to do this kind of thing, and it's fun to make the videos, so you can probably expect more, but I would still love to hear your thoughts.